I think more interviews should begin with Scandinavian chocolate.
It's really good. You know, they specialize in milk chocolate. They are not the dark chocolate assholes. Are you sure? You sure?
So, Guillermo, you may not have noticed, but when you walked in the room, there's this montage behind you. Or as I should say, collage.
Oh, my God.
I was wondering, and it's a lot to take in, how does that collage make you feel?
I like it. It makes me feel old. And I like being old. Yeah, I like it. It means that it's almost over, which brings great relief.
Cronos, The Devil's Backbone, Blade 2, The Hellboys, Pan's Labyrinth, Pacific Rim, The Shape of Water, Pinnochio, and many more. Plus his latest, Frankenstein. This is director, producer, and screenwriter Guillermo del Toro's Movies That Made Me.
Frankenstein and Mountains of Madness. Those were the two projects when asked years ago, if money and time was no object, they're the ones you want to do. Can I just say, one tick.
My maker told his tale. And I will tell you mine.
Thanks to Netflix and Ted Sarandos, who asked me, give me your bucket list. I said, Pinocchio, Frankenstein, urgent.
Urgent.
Yeah, they got urgent because I wanted to talk about father-son relationships.
In seeking life, I created death.
And those were the most adequate for that, the most powerful for that.
My name is Pinocchio. I'm your son.
You're not my son. Don't come near me.
Now let's see if we can get him to the mountains.
Easy. No problem.
Not a problem.
What manner of creature is that? What manner of devil made him? I did.
Would you say Frankenstein's creature can be seen in many other characters in your back catalogue?
100%.
And which ones jump out as being most Frankenstein's creature-like?
Well, the thematic echoes from Cronos are huge. Very lapsed Catholic.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre, venga a tu reino, en la tierra como en el cielo, el pan nuestro de cada día, danos hoy, perdónanos nuestras deudas, así como nosotros perdonamos a todos.
Ends with the same image, basically, which is the hero accepting the sun, and the hero has turned into this translucent sort of marble and moonlight creature. The idea of eternal life being a curse.
Usted habla de eternidad. Y míreme, mire mi piel. Está descompuesta, se me está cayendo a pedazos.
The scar across the forehead of Federico Lupi is very Frankenstein-like. Hellboy is essentially the Frankenstein monster.
Hey. They're playing our song. Come on, champ. Let's go fight some monsters.
Jared Nomak on Blade 2 is created artificially by his father, goes to his father and says, why have you made me this way? Why were you so cruel to me? Pinocchio, certainly.
Papa! It speaks!
I think the point of view, there's echoes to Shape of Water between Mia and the creature. I think I've been rehearsing. Even one of the robots in Pacific Rim has a flat top and is green. You know, the Cherno Alpha was the nuclear reactor Frankenstein robot.
Turn off on position, Miracle Mile. Turn off on holding the coastline. Beacon is on.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Do we even see a little bit of it, I think, in the Simpsons couch gag?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, has to be done.
Yeah.
And I know this is an expansive question, but how does it feel to have completed this seemingly, let's be honest, lifelong mission to bring this to life?
You know, it feels horrible and great. It's like you finally get to kiss the cheerleader after your years in high school, and it was good. And now you have no more dreams in a way. So it's time for the nightmares.
The nightmares being press with me, talking about the movie.
No.
Over and over.
I think that once I concluded the questions I had as a child,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it took 50-something years. Now you tackle the questions you have as an older man,
Mm-hmm.
which fortunately for me involved memories and regret.
Victor, did you ever ask yourself, of all the parts that make that man, which one holds the soul?
You don't cover things up. You don't hide away. Your heart's on your sleeve. You've said before, and I think it was really well said, that people, strangers, will know you better from your movies than from living with you.
Oh, for sure.
Do you think this film is you at your most vulnerable?
Yeah, I think so. Jacob Elordi, when I talked to him on the phone the first time, he said, this creature is more me than me. Well, this movie is more me than me, you know? I wish you could describe yourself as a puzzle in social, personal life, but it's more like a disappointment. Yeah, don't take a long ride with me. Just watch the movies. It's a lot more fun.
I love your films, yeah, but don't sit next to me at a wedding. No, I mean...
No. Watch the movies.
I've not yet finished. Much more carnage will ensue.
What about certain shots? Because there's one in Frankenstein that I particularly sort of went, which is the frozen horse.
Yes.
Which you've mentioned is to do with, Waterloo and Byron, romantic. But then the 3 windmills in the background.
Yes.
Just stunning. Are there shots from throughout your career that you could say that you are particularly proud of?
Yeah, I mean, there's resources that I use often, over and over again. I do a nail shot to present the space.
Goodness, how many rooms are there?
I don't know. Would you like to count them?
Or I love reveals.
Hola?
¿Sois vos?
You know, I love teases. In this movie, there is I rehearse the thing that I've always been intrigued to try, which I call the Spielberg pause.
Where's the goat?
Which is when Steven anticipates something and does 3 or 4 cuts before it resolves. And it's before the cadaver resurrects in the school. The machine starts walking and somebody leans forward, everybody leans forward in the background, and everybody leans forward in a high shot. That's the Spielberg pause. And you always are looking for sort of things you haven't tried.
You also get to, with a story like this, which is the example of what so many other films' stories are trying to emulate. You get to do the flash of lightning.
Yes.
You get to do the explosions.
The operating table. And,
all of these gorgeous cinematic moments. Was there one in particular that felt like a pinch you moment?
Oh, yeah. The one moment I wanted to do since I read the book at age 11 was him waking up in bed and the creature is looking at him. Because it's the essence of horror. And the essence of horror, there are 2, and only 2, things that create horror. Something that should be there and is not. Or something that should not be there and is there.
Do you have the time?
So the time?
You know? Meaning, you come out of your house, you open the door, and there's no street. That's a moment of horror. Or you open the door and your front door, and there's the living room. It shouldn't be there. And that moment represents one. Even although Victor created it, even although Victor gave it electricity, he has never faced something. He faced a cadaver catching a ball. But this thing is looking at him. That's a big one.
That's definitely a big one. And speaking of individual scenes like that, are there any in particular that you know you've thought about the most? Maybe that you were even anxious about getting right?
Oh my God, there's so many. I mean, look, I'll explain something to see if it makes sense. No matter how you design a makeup and who is the actor, the moment that character, that creature enters the room or the movie, if it doesn't work, then it's a guy in makeup. You know what I'm saying? And no, you can do nothing about it. And me as a consumer of horror movies, there's hundreds upon hundreds of examples where that is the case.
You can feel the rubber.
You can feel the rubber. You can feel the guy. You can feel the guy's hours in makeup, blah, blah, blah. And it's all to do with how you tease it. And this is an art that is very hard to master. And I'll give you one example. In Devil's Backbone, when I was seeing the boy with the ghost makeup with the cracked porcelain, DDT, the makeup effects company, didn't want to do it because they said it makes no logic, it makes no sense for it to look like porcelain. I said, don't worry. The emotional impact is there. People will not even think about it. And there will be a plume of red blood coming out of his forehead because he died in water.
Santi, por favor.
The fact is, the moment I saw him, I said, I'm in trouble because I'm going to put him in the middle of a corridor. And so I had to create a stain in the wall behind him that looks like water. And that was, and I said, don't move, just lean a little. And that minimal movement made that character work, you know?
And it's little tiny grace notes like that that can unlock things and prevent that rubber feeling. You've been so influential. I'm not trying to make you blush too much, but here we are. We see on the collage behind us, you know, Pan's Labyrinth, etc. But where's the most surprising place you've seen your own art elsewhere in pop culture?
Well, I've seen a few cuts here and there, the language that I know, it came from there. A few devices here and there.
¿Qué te parece que sea? ¿Un juguete?
A few devices on the design.
How did you get it to do that?
I think he likes me.
And sometimes I like it, sometimes I go, oh, is that what I do? You know, it's like when you hear your voice in a recorder and you say, that's what I sound like. I don't like it. You know, that happens audiovisually. But I think that there's a Korean movie that is sort of a riff on Devil's Backbone. And I bought that movie by chance. And I thought, oh, I think I made this movie or something like it. That was pretty wild because I was not expecting it.
What was it called? Do you remember?
I don't remember right now, but I'm sure somebody kind in the BBC Radio 1 will
Oh,
call.
I'll work it right out.
Yeah. I've seen the bomb from Devil's Backbone here and there. I've seen the exploding truck from Devil's Backbone in a couple of movies. The sideways shot, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, you see it, but that is good. Just like I rehearsed the Spielberg pause. And I tried because I break it down how he did it. There's so many things he does that I can't break down. But you understand that trying a new recourse is really interesting. I understand it and like it.
I would like to talk about your directing style.
You happy, baby?
action, you turn, oh crap, and you prepare to jump. Did you get that in slow motion?
Because I adore the way you construct phrases and you give direction. Your notes, actors light up when they tell stories about it.
Yeah.
It can be as simple as, I like it.
Yeah,
You know?
I do it all the time.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
And there was one that Oscar was telling me, which is, was it cut, check, print?
He would also, when he really liked something, I can't even do it, but he'd be like, cut, check, print! Which is like, cut, check, print all in one, you know? That sounds great. Cut, check, print!
Cut, check, print. Ready, let's go.
Cut, print, check the gate.
That's it.
Cut, check the gate.
Are there particular notes that you've given your actors, your performers, that have stuck with you? Where you've gone, only on a film like this, in a movie that I'm making, would I be saying these words?
Well, I've directed 2 actors with almost the same instruction. Oscar and Doug Jones in Pan's Labyrinth.
So she's going to come that close to me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I said more Mick Jagger, less David Bowie. Or more David Bowie and less Mick Jagger.
More Jareth-y.
Yeah. Yeah, like do a little more, strutting or a little more glam, you know, because both characters, Victor and the Faun, I said they have to have a certain stage flair.
That is not trickery, that is a decision. Motor coordination between the eye of one dead man and the arm of another.
So I've used that that way, and I think the rest of the time, one of the things I learned early on in my career is you give the actors something to do. You don't tell them something to think. You know, you want the actor to exist. So you say, for example, you can say, look, don't look at his eyes until this line. And then they are looking away, and when they make finally eye contact, is meaningful. So child actors, you direct differently. For example, there's a scene in Devil's Backbone where Inigo is talking to Conchita. He's going to give her a cigar ring. And, you know, I said, look at her nose, left forehead, right forehead, and mouth. Because that's how you look when you're in love. So it was a mechanical instruction, but you see him studying her face, and it looks like he's in love.
Es precioso. Gracias.
And then people applaud the actors?
Yes.
Quite rightly?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Doug Jones, you mentioned, alongside Ron, and also Burn Gorman. I love seeing him.
Burn, I can use any time, all the time.
It is not often that I am the bearer of bad news, but when I am, I insist upon delivering it myself.
Please use him as much as you can.
He's one of the most amazing presence.
His face, his energy, anyway.
Herman, these are human beings. Why don't you say hello?
I've asked you not to refer to me by my first name around this. I am a doctor.
No, yes,
10 years decorating.
10 years of experience, man. Very sorry.
We love him.
I agree.
But what do you see of yourself in both Ron and Doug? Because they've been compadres for such a long time.
Ron is what I am, and Doug is what I dream I could be. You know, Ron and I are Slavs.
I could start out the scene with...
You're very romantic. They're just two big lugs. Do you need your shampoo, Mr. Perlman? And he is incredibly tender and incredibly gruff. And Doug is the epitome of gentlemanship or patience and kindness and virtue and elegant and thin. So, you know, none of those things is me. But Ron is. Ron gets chunky super fast. Like he is a fat guy waiting to happen. And sometimes he's not waiting. You know, with Hellboy, we had to have a corset on Hellboy because he kept popping. Eventually on Hellboy, he ended up looking like a muffin on an overcoat. Like a large muffin, by the way. Not a good muffin.
Somehow that feels Hellboy. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I hate those comic books. They never get the eyes right.
But that in of itself.
Yeah. I mean, you have this guy with all this beautiful musculature.
Hellboy.
And inside is like zero must tell.
Oh, that's made my day. I'm going to give you a really big compliment, which is, over the past 20 years, we've had so many superhero movies and I've enjoyed so many of them.
Yes.
But do you get enough respect? Do you feel, I don't feel you do, because to prove that money can be made and they could be interesting.
Daywalker's here! Stop it!
More than interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh, so exciting, isn't it?
Scary and dynamic and, frankly, beautifully weird. You must, I hope, take a lot of pride.
Oh, yeah. No, look, I love that movie and I love making that movie.
Well, let me get this right. You want me to hunt them for you?
When they have finished with us, who do you think they'll turn on next? Your precious humans.
I remember Jay Hoberman of the Village Boys gave me one of the best, worst reviews I've ever had.
The best, worst review?
Yeah, he said, the only thing remotely scary about Blade 2 is that it's made by the same filmmaker that did Devil's Backbone. And I said, well, that's a compliment for me because that's the range, right? But I also loved it. It was very beautifully phrased. But I knew, going into Blade 2, I said, I'm going to do a musical.
Wait, we need the same thing, Blade.
Where Gene Kelly is decapitating a bunch of Sid Charisas.
Where is he?
That are vampires. But I wanted to shoot it like a musical. And there's no second unit. It's all first unit. I don't do second unit at all except on Mimic. The rest of my movies, I shoot the action, I shoot everything. And that movie taught me a lot about certain ways of shooting and style. I did a couple of setups that were 13 camera setups. It gave me the ability to choreograph fights in a way that I didn't know I could. Wow. And, it gave me the chance to learn from Donnie Yen. What else do you want from life?
Yeah, it is a good life. Also, those cameras back then would not be small.
No. What I did is I cut on camera, meaning I knew when the camera 1 was going to be on the view of camera 3. So I needed the cut right there. So all the cameras, all 13 cameras eventually were in the shot of the other cameras. But because I edited on paper and on my head, I could cut it very easily.
This is another reason to admire you. You don't make your life easy.
No, I don't. I really don't. That's what I was telling my producing partner the other day. Why can I not dream of the White Lotus? I'm going to shoot this movie in Hawaii, in a 5-star hotel where everybody hates each other. I can put up with that. No, but no, if we are in a catacomb, dripping in the frozen north, or in the rain, this is one of my movies.
The neck is exposed.
Yes.
There's entrails.
Yeah, entrails, the rain, and freezing. That's one of my movies.
And yet, your cast, your crew only tell happy stories of enjoying themselves.
Well, that I learned on Mimic.
We changed his DNA, Peter. I mean, we don't know what we did.
Wait a minute, hold on. If that thing has been around, how come nobody's ever seen it?
I think we have.
Mimic was a disaster of an experience with the studio, the Weinsteins, but the set was very happy, and I thought, well, they cannot take that away from me, or the audiovisual modeling of the movie. They know how to interfere with character, they know how to interfere with screenplay, but they cannot interfere with the audiovisual creation. They don't know how. They don't have the vocabulary, So I protected that, and I came out of that with a happy set, and many of the people that worked with me on Mimic worked on this one. The camera operator, Tamara Deverell, the production designer, many of my carpenters and painters and set decorators. I know these people since 1996.
And may I say, your cabinet of curiosities is legendary. You have so many beautiful things. What has this film given you to take home?
Well, the first thing I did foolishly is because I needed 120,000 euros worth of anatomical waxes, so I paid for them. And now I am the proud owner of 120,000 euros of anatomical waxes at home. I paid for the anatomical Venus made in ivory. I traded the rental of these things for one miniature battery, one full-size creature, the half body that comes to life. So all those are home. The miniature Adam that falls out of the chute with the water, that's a miniature body. You get toys.
You get toys.
You do get toys.
You have been asked so many times throughout your life of what are your favorite horror movies, what are your favorite films, full stop. But I've been asking a lot of people recently, and I'll hope you'll indulge me. What do you think are the films you've recommended to people most? Actively said, what do you mean you haven't seen X?
Oh, wow. Depends on the conversation, but, I would say that I'm so in love with Korean cinema, and both the art house Korean cinema and the blatant genre cinema.
Yeah.
I love a movie called I Saw the Devil.
넌 나란 놈을 너무 쉽게 봤어. 난 진즉에 날 죽이지 않은 걸 땅을 치고 후회하게 될 거야. 오래 걸리지도 않아.
Which is absolutely, it's like the Coyote and the Roadrunner as a cop and a serial killer, and it's nonstop. Just when you say, please stop. Train to Busan, same idea.
I put it on in a cinema the other day.
The Wailing, So I recommend, El Pachang-woo and director Bong, all their movies, of course. But, the same director that did Train to Busan did a very quiet, interesting movie, beautifully shot with a great trick that I won't spoil for you, but it's called The Ugly. And it's also a really great movie.
예, 저한테야 과분하신 분이죠. 경찰서요? 정영희 씨 때문에 전화드렸어요. 임동원 씨 어머니이신데.
I love recommending Carol Reed. Because Carol Reed is sort of the quiet genius of English cinema.
Step out in the light and let's have a look at you.
And so many people think The Third Man was directed by
Orson Welles. But then you see The Fallen Idol or Odd Man Out, or you can name it. This is one of the quiet geniuses.
Harry.
I believe he was the uncle of Oliver Reed, which you have to be thankful for.
You're so limited. You're a dead end. You cannot love.
And you?
Ken Russell, always,
Yeah.
I could never love you.
You have to explain a little, but, but I think The Devils and Women in Love are two of the great movies ever.
It may be over between us, but it's not finished.
I'm always recommending Powell and Pressburger, particularly Black Narcissus.
You and Scorsese, of course.
Yeah.
Why should we want to keep you here against your will? Because you're all jealous of me, especially you.
But Black Narcissus to me is one of the most beautiful movies I can think of in color. That's one. Red Shoes is another. The Quiet Man, John Ford is another one. The Wizard of Oz, and so on and so forth. Many Minnellis. Minnelli I'm constantly recommending. Mitchell Lyson, it depends on the conversation, yeah.
It does. And these are all fantastic stepping off points for people that maybe haven't heard of any of these names before and they're curious. But I want to rewind back to Frankenstein itself, because there's a shot in particular I adored, in addition to the frozen horse, which is the magic hour.
Yeah, at the end.
At the vet, it is absolutely masterful.
Yeah, with the little silhouette. Yeah, you know, that's an interesting shot. I don't know if you know this story or not. We had one single evening to shoot all that because the movie was on for 120, but I wanted to do it to make it look like 240, right? And my producing partner and I agree, we have one day where we shoot that dusk. And we had shot already the creature contemplating the dawn really quick. And then we shot Victor tying the huskies in the tent. And my DP said, we have no more light. And I had the guy in the horizon. I said, shoot it. And he said, he's not exposed. And he said, shoot it. And I said, ramp the camera to 36 frames per second. And start extending the technique. He says, he's not exposed. I said, you're shooting under protest. I understand. Roll. And the camera extends 1, 2, 3. The camera shakes badly and stabilizes 1, 2, 3 seconds, and the sun disappears. But because those 3 seconds were shot at 36 frames, I have 5 seconds, and that's the shot. That's the shot that's in the movie.
You could be decades into this game and you're still winging it. You're still grabbing things.
You have to, yeah.
And that's thrilling.
That's thrilling. And I said to my DP, so it exposed after all, didn't it? You know?
Victory.
Yeah, victory. And I think that you always have to, the thing that comes in the most haphazard way, sometimes is the thing that you enjoy the most to have captured.
And feels realist. Guillermo, I have to go. I
All
must
right.
say thank
Where's
you
the
again.
chocolate?
Ooh.
Oh, I just dropped it on the floor.
Well, you know, listen.
Listen.
Be Mexican. There you go.
5 second rule.
Yeah, 5 second rule, yeah. In England is 7. You guys are so clean.
Sir?
Thank you. Oh my God, what a joy, man. I had a blast.
Thank you, sir. I think it's the chocolate that made it.
The chocolate made it.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to keep up to date. And you can find these interviews in full on BBC iPlayer by searching Movies with Ali Plumb.
I against I, flesh of my flesh, your mind of my mind. Two of a kind, but